The title is big, I totally understand, but the most important thing is not in the name. It's about the impact. Leadership is not about positions, it's not about big names, it's about the humility to serve your staff and the humility to serve your learners. It is about how you say it, not what you say. You cannot rise into leadership if there is nothing that you're doing. You cannot just sit and say that when I become the principal, then I'll give the very best. No, give the very best where you are at that moment.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on which part of the world you're watching us from. Welcome to the Rising Roots platform. This is a space we have intentionally created to evoke growth, transformation, and lay basic foundation to our children, our youths, and even the young adults within us. And today, I'm so excited to be your host. My name is Damackline, and this marks another very impactful episode that we're looking forward into uploading. And before I get into the real conversation, allow me to thank you, our viewers. Thank you so much for joining this big family. Your subscriptions, your views, and your comments are overwhelming. We are still young in the platform, and we look forward to growing to that capacity where we can reach everyone and also transform or inspire lives. So today's episode, we are set to discuss a theme known as leading with impact. And guess who is with us in the show? We have Miss Lucy. Miss Lucy, we are so honored to have you. And before I spill everything, to the first opportunity to introduce yourself to our viewers so that as we dive into the real conversation, they will at least have a clue of who Lucy is, who are we talking to, and yes, karibu sana.
Okay, thank you so much, Damackline. Hi, viewers. My name is Miss Lucy Simotwo. I'm a teacher by profession. I'm a journalist. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. And I also had a school, Brookhurst International School, where I am the principal. So thank you so much. I'm so glad, Ms. Damackline, for having me here today. And once again, thank you.
Karibu sana. Yes, it is so, she is saying it so calmly, and I am a principal and book. That title is so huge. Madam Lucy, how do you get to handle that title when you're here somewhere, you introduce yourself, Brookhurst School?
The title is big, I totally understand, but the most important thing is not in the name. It's about the impact and it's about the service. Leadership is not about positions, it's not about big names, it's about the humility to serve your staff and the humility to serve your learners. So for me, that's what keeps me afloat.
I love that because that is where we were headed to. We're just about to talk about it and define what is leadership. Is it the title? Does it come with authority? But you have clearly said there it is about the impact in the long run.
Yeah, sure.
Now you told us I think I did hear you mentioning about your schooling journey. Could you share with our viewers probably your primary, secondary, campus?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. It almost sounds like an interview for job application, but well, yes, quite important. Maybe I can start with my primary school, where I went to many schools.
Oh, me.
Yeah, I think I went to 4 schools, but I'll talk about the school where I did my KCPE. It's called Uresai. Shining Star Academy. It's in Mount Elgon, deep in the village. Yeah, a place called Kapsokon. And then after Nguresai, I went to down a bit to Butere Girls High School, which is in Kakamega County. It's very, the giant Butere Girls, all the controversies in the drama, yeah. So that's why I did my high school, and I was lucky enough to join the University of Nairobi, Kikuyu campus, to pursue my Bachelor of Education in English and Literature. We used to call it linguistics and literature. And of course, with many other short courses later on, I just felt that I really wanted to do journalism. So again, Kenya Institute of Mass Communication, where I did journalism and mass communication. And I also have MED in education administration. Yes, so that's my academic profile.
Quite a lot. I hope we shall get time later on so that you can also share with us. How did you manage all this? Was it one after another, or you decided to put one of them together? But we should refer to that in case time allows us.
Yeah.
Leadership with impact. You've rightfully said it is impacting lives. Before we get down into who have you impacted so far that you feel it was worth a journey to take, what was your biggest challenge stepping into leadership for the first time?
Okay, when I got into leadership, the very first time, I didn't face a major challenge because I had been working for Brookhurst for 3 years before I was appointed the principal, and so I had almost known every corner of the school, and I had quite gelled with the students and the teachers who are now my colleagues. So for me, just climbing up would mean that the gaps that I used to see, and I really want to appreciate my predecessor because she was a very good leader and also a friend. And I learned a lot from her. But of course, when you in the staff room, there are things that you want to improve here and there. So my biggest challenge was I really wanted to make it comfortable for staff and students, and to fill those gaps that I used to spot when I was a classroom teacher. But generally, I got a lot of support from the staff, from the students, from the director, the management. My predecessor also, she had really groomed me into leadership. So it was quite a nice journey for me.
Yeah. Well, that is great, because many a times when you sit to have conversations with people in leadership, the first they come with, she's not easy. It was not easy getting into it. And looking at you, a female, rising to that, some will tell you as a woman, it's very hard to climb up to those lemons.
I understand you, especially when you are a woman, you have to understand what femininity is. When you're leading, it doesn't mean that now you have to change who you are. And femininity is very powerful, by the way.
Yes.
I have seen my male colleagues, instead of even looking at me as a woman, my male colleagues are the ones who really come in to support me. Yeah, they want me to achieve the very best. So I would say that if you are a woman and you're in leadership, don't try to compete, don't try to prove a point. That's not it. Just be you, be the real you, be the female you. You can never change whichever position you are. Just be the real you, and you will see people. I mean, the authenticity. Then you see people come to support you.
Feeling comfortable around you.
Yes, yes.
Growing it.
Yeah, and of course, when the whole team is supporting you, they also don't want to see you fail because of the person that you are. So that's what makes everything rolling.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. You seem to be a very easy person for everyone to come supporting you. You must be providing them with the best, huh? Now, you mentioned when you are a classroom teacher.
Yep.
Now you are a principal.
Yes.
Did you move from classroom to principal directly, or did you have other leadership positions that mentored you also into ushering you into the principal?
Yeah, I was the head of department, and I think I came up with so many activities, and I'm results oriented. So for the time that I was the head of department, we used to do very well. I would lead my department very well, and Brookhurst is founded under three main areas: character development, talent development, and academic excellence. And for me, when I understood the vision of the school, I just worked in that vision. So for the three areas in my department, I made sure that we did the very, very best. Yeah.
Could you kindly just share with us, probably when you are head of department, like around how many teachers did you have in the department that you were leading?
Let's say around 8.
Wow.
Yeah, because
Quite a number.
it's Kiswahili, French, and English.
Oh, yeah.
Quite a number, 8 or even more. Yeah.
Yes.
And so we used to work together. I wouldn't take the credit here. We used to work together, and we did very well. So I would say that my position as the head of department really mentored me or groomed me into becoming now a principal. Yes.
So to our viewers, we are still on. We started leading with impact. We mentioned the word impact. But did we define what leading with impact is? So back to you again, Miss Lucy. Leading with impact. To explain that to probably someone who's just getting into into the career, teaching or whatever career of their choice. When you tell them that, or rather when you're grooming them and you tell them leadership is not about the titles, it's not about the positions, it's about the impact that you're going to create. Would you help us define that term? Yeah, leading with impact.
Okay, so leading with impact for me is and I'll just say it the Brookhurst way.
Yes.
And our environment is a very warm environment. For me, leading with impact is my teachers looking forward to coming to school every morning. For me, leading with impact is my students looking forward to coming to school every morning. An environment where children are free, they can express themselves, they enjoy learning, and our teachers also, they're happy, because if the teachers are not happy, even the children may not be happy. And I think this one is misinterpreted by most leaders, that leading with impact is actually you exercising your authority and people fearing you, when that should not be the case. People should not fear you. So you realize that the culture at Brookhurst, even when I was not the principal, when we closed school, I still used to go to school. Why? Because I would really feel comfortable about my principal. And that's what I want everyone else to feel. And then sometimes our children also, they come to school, even when the school is closed, they just want to come and hang around the school. In short, yeah, leading with impact is creating a conducive environment for teachers and students.
Oh, I'm actually speechless. Today is speaking to me here, and I'm really looking forward to. Could you kindly share with us one or two things that you have done that have enabled you to, or rather, probably your students maybe mention or talk about what is this that happens within the school under your leadership that makes them that comfortable? They want to come to school, even when it's weekend or holiday.
The first thing is the nonverbals. You know, we ignore nonverbals, but nonverbal is very important. The way you are, and you know me from way back.
Yes.
You smile. You know, you smile. You become friendly. You know, these children, what they need, they need love. They need a friendly teacher. You become approachable, and the policy that we have put in place for let's say discipline, yeah? Separating the child from the mistake.
Wow.
This is the mistake and here is the child.
Yes.
Do not tag a child. Even the way you correct a child, you might correct a child and damage them completely. Damage their self-esteem, damage their perception about you as a teacher, damage the perception of the whole school. So how you correct your children, the learners, and also speaking to them things that are out of class. For example, topics that we were never taught, like hygiene, like financial literacy, all those topics, and just creating a safe environment where every child can express themselves. You know, sometimes you walk in schools and it almost looked like a military center.
Yes.
For us, the first thing when a child comes in the morning, you smile at the child, you welcome the child, you ask them, you know, you try to create a rapport with every child. And every child is special. Every child has something to offer. So for me,
learn from.
even to learn from, yeah. You know, teachers, some teachers think they know everything. Yeah.
Yes.
But you have to learn and relearn every time, because we are dealing with different generations.
100%.
So that you can lead with impact and create a conducive environment for learners. Yeah.
Okay. You know, I feel like going back to my younger self. Our first episode was about writing a letter to my younger self. Yeah. I'm actually feeling like going back to my younger self and coming to learn to school in your school.
Yeah, because
my
office is open.
Yes.
And when a child gets into my office, the first thing they receive is a lollipop.
Wow.
Sit down, get a lollipop, let's have a conversation. So there is the procedure of getting into my office is not complicated. You want to see me, I'll listen to you. You have something personal that is out of school, we'll listen to you and support you. You know, human beings are emotional beings. So you cannot be robots and forcing kids to learn without connecting with them. In fact, the most important thing that a teacher can do is connect with the child. First, you have to connect with the child. You have to sort the child's social, psychosocial issues before you even go with the book. Because a child who's comfortable with you will definitely learn from me. You might be a very smart teacher, prepare a lot of content, but if you don't connect with the child, you're done.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like looking at that camera and doing marketing for Brookhurst, because I'm looking forward to now even bringing my kids there so that they can enjoy that, nurturing, that love, because I feel it will help them identify very fast who they are. Yes. Then it will also help build that self-confidence that everyone wants, because without it, it's really hard to navigate, especially in current times.
Yeah.
So you're really doing a great job.
Thank you.
And we proceed to the habits What are some of the habits you have decided to intentionally have so that they can help you to become consistent in your leadership on a daily basis?
For me, the habits, positivity.
Mm-hmm.
Positivity and happiness.
Yes.
That one, I have really invested in that. I avoid a lot of negative talks. I avoid a lot of negative content. Because as a leader, the person that I am, the mode that I am in, it goes all the way down. So if I focus so much on negativity, so much on complaints, it becomes it becomes so hard for you to lead.
And
So
energy draining.
it drains your energy. So positivity, good vibes, and happiness. Those are the habits that I look at every single day.
Done.
Yeah.
And have your teachers, your staff, are they aware of those words? Yeah, because I'm looking at a scenario where a case has been brought to you, a teacher complaining about another teacher. Do you often have such complaints being brought to your table? Probably conflicts among teachers. Do you have other teachers? Okay, not necessarily here, because I don't want it to sound like now you're bringing the Brookhurst staff room here.
Yes.
But you can, okay, I don't know how to frame that, but, or in a situation where such happens, where now it's brought to you that there are teachers who have grouped themselves or staff who are working and they're looking at others. Do there at any given point, has someone whispered to you that so and so feels like you have so and so is your favorite while the others are not favorite? And if it was to happen again, how would you handle it?
Yeah, so it goes down to equality. And I think I've been to many other staff rooms and I've seen such things. I've seen a lot of such issues, yeah, where some teachers feel they're not appreciated. But for me, it's not the Miss Lucy now who's currently heading Brookhurst,
Yes.
but the culture of Brookhurst from the founders, Professor Ruth Wawelo. Just looking at, she does a lot of training around teamwork, around supporting one another, and even at a point where a member of staff really feels discriminated or feels they're not in line with the school's policy, we are not too quick to brush that person off. There is a process to try and bring this person back in line. So I think for now, I have not had such cases. Maybe in future,
Yes.
we might have those issues, and we pray they don't come. But Miss Damackline, I can tell him for sure, the teamwork, the love, I don't know. You know, sometimes they say when you see siblings fight, the mother is always at the center.
Please tell us more. Tell us more that.
When you see siblings fight,
It's the mother that has done something.
the parent is usually at the center. And this is how parents cause this conflict. When you favor a certain child more than the others.
And
That's how now
they get to know
they get to know.
and see.
Yeah, this is now how this child is hated. The others start hating you. But if you treat everyone equally and you appreciate everyone, you could be good at bringing the A's, but another person is good in the field and another person, that kind of a thing. When everyone feels appreciated, there cannot be conflict. Unless now the personal conflicts that don't even get to the office. And those ones are there. They're everywhere. Yeah.
Wow. I feel like the conversation is getting really deep. It even takes me back to, there was a station I worked at. And for this one, because it's very positive, allow me to mention the name. I worked with the one Miss Christina Gatura. She was a deputy principal in that school. And I think I was just getting into now the private schools, working with private schools. And you know, the culture shock, you know, how people are polished, how the teachers come in and out. And so for me, I'm in a corner. And you see, I'm this kind of enclosed person, and I take time to open up. So I could study around, and you see how people are moving around, and you feel like they maybe don't belong here. But there is one statement Madam Christina Tolly. It was not her directed word, but she said it. I think someone asked her, how do you manage to blend? And if given an opportunity to compare, I would say you have so much similarities with her in terms of leadership. I really want you to know each other.
Yeah.
And then she said that in leadership, when you have a team, you are leading. The first thing you do when you get into office is get to know each and every person's strengths and weaknesses.
Yes.
And as a leader now, what you need to work on, maximize the strengths and do not focus on the weakness. If you know Miss Lucy is not vocal, she doesn't like public, the limelight, but she can work behind the desk and provide results, maximize on that. That thing has never left my mind to date.
Yes.
So when you speak on that, it resonates well with that her principle, which I feel it is something worth emulating. So now you talked about your children. There is a lollipop in your office, and it makes them now so comfortable to come to your office. What about your teachers? When they come to your office, do you also give them a lollipop?
Quite a lot.
Wow.
Quite a lot.
Yes.
So my teachers feel so comfortable to get into their office to bring their personal issues and sometimes to ask good issues. There is always a lollipop for everyone. And always a shout out to my teachers. I appreciate my teachers so much because without them, I can't do much. So, yes, there is always a lollipop for my teachers.
Yes.
And there is always a lollipop also for the non-teaching staff. Because all of us work together to achieve a
Common objective. Well, okay. I'm actually running out of questions because you're speaking volumes until now. I have to, stop to internalize them.
Yeah, so that I see whether
I should borrow that in future when I'm also blessed to becoming a leader in such a position.
Yeah.
Now, what advice would you give to someone who doesn't have a title?
You don't need a title for you to work. Yeah, you do need a title here. If you don't have a title, and everyone has a title because you're a, if it's in the teaching fraternity, you're a subject teacher. Yeah? Give your very best. I mean, set your own record and break it. I'll give an example of the examination for 2024, English 2024, which I was handling. I gave my very best. Actually, the least grade was a B. Wow. The rest were A's and S's. And I told my son, I'm not the principal. The school is not, I'm not the owner of the school. But for me, as a teacher of English and literature in this school, I'm going to give the very best grade. Yes, I know it was 100% pass, but it's important for you to understand that the least grade was a B. Influence children or influence your students in your own capacity, even as a we call them housekeepers, even as a kitchen staff. Give the very best. We say that do it as if you're doing it unto God. On the school, when when I walked to Brookhurst as a teacher of English and literature, I feel like I'm the owner of the institution. That this is my institution. How best do I want to build it? So it's not about get paid and go home. Come up with initiatives, your own initiatives, and build students around those initiatives. You cannot rise into leadership if there is nothing that you're doing. You cannot just sit and say that when I become the principal, then I'll give the very best. No, give the very best where you are at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. Now, generally, normally we are told a school, the stakeholders involved in a school include the teachers, the students, and the parents.
Yeah.
Now, how do you ensure that you reach out to your parents and make it like appear you have a common voice? You're working together as a team. And after you respond to that one, you can also go ahead and let us know. Maybe not only in Brookhurst, but in other stations where you have worked in the past. Have you ever come across a parent who you felt like there was a misunderstanding and probably they went overboard? And what would you advise probably other leaders on how to handle parents so that it appears like you're walking the journey together?
It goes down to communication. Communication is very important because teachers, students, and parents are one unit. It cannot just be teacher and the student completely detached from the parent and the student again. We are a unit. So this, you realize that most parents want to be updated about the progress of their child. And there is always something, like I said, there is always something unique about every child. And you realize that teachers spend more time with these students compared to the parents. So chances are very high that a teacher knows the child. I'm not saying more than the parent, but to some extent, a teacher is able to understand the child. So communicating with the parent, and we are friends and we are colleagues. Communicating with the parent and telling them this is how best we can support this child. It's a partnership. It goes down to communication. Even that parent who comes to school and they're not okay, they have issues. If you follow keenly, it goes down to communication. Your parent, the parent expects it's usually disappointment on the expectation on the part of the school. But if the parent is updated, if you communicate to the parent in a way that they also feel respected as your client, there cannot be these issues. And sometimes I cannot even talk about the parents. Sometimes when you see people are quite enraged, they are maybe violent, so to speak. It might not be the issue that you're addressing at that point. It could be messing here. Yeah, because we are living in a generation and time where issues of mental health, there is too much pressure. Yeah, there is too much pressure in life. So sometimes someone out there, it's your sister, your cousin, your what, you feel that their approach is not good, yeah, the first thing to do is you have to calm down.
Wow.
Because you cannot meet up here. You have to calm down. And humility is a virtue. It's not a battle of egos. It's not a battle of who is who. Just calm down. You can offer them a glass of water. Allow them to relax and listen. Because the problem is you don't listen. So when you don't listen, you provoke this person more into anger. So I don't feel that there is someone who's very difficult to deal with. Just listen, and your approach will enable that person to calm down. Or if you don't listen, if you don't calm down, it becomes now an exchange. How will you formulate?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It even worsens the situation.
It does.
So you have to be the one to calm down, especially when you see the other person is there.
Yeah.
Calm down, let them calm down, you reach there.
Yeah.
And sort out issues. Huh?
Yeah. And I can give you my own example because I'm also a parent. Over time, where I think my child had just transitioned to another class, and the teacher called me and said some things about my child. And my there is a way I know my daughter.
Were they positive or negative?
They were negative.
Wow.
But there is a way I know my daughter, that if another person, even if a teacher, you tell me something about my child, I will not accept.
Was it in front of the child?
No, it was not in front of the child. She just called me. I think it was something to do with academics. Maybe I can just disclose, saying that my child was slow, my child did not complete homework. Those allegations, yeah? But this child, I know this child. I follow up the academic journey very closely. So I really felt at that point that she might have picked on my child. And so you can imagine that how I went to school. How my perception about this teacher was that you have something personal against my child. Yes. So it happens all the time.
Yes. How did you manage it? How did you respond back? Did you go ahead and tell the teacher how you took time, then you came back later on?
So at that point, I think I was quite enraged. I went to school, but I listened more. But deep down, I felt that the teacher was just being unfair to her. And I can say that sometimes as teachers, we also lack wisdom.
Yes.
Because there are things that parents don't want to hear about their children. There is constructive feedback. What is true? Then there is feedback out of malice. And even how you say it. Children are very sensitive. People don't understand that. Children are very sensitive. How you approach a parent to tell them about
The child.
an issue to do with their child is very important. Don't just, can I say, don't be yappy. Don't be yappy. Be very careful with how you're giving this feedback to a parent.
I think I'm also learning that, these are things that happen on a daily basis. But then I'm looking at, yes, you mentioned that you chose to listen first to the teacher to get more. Now I'm also looking at teachers. Why would a teacher pick on a child? Because I'm looking at a child is very innocent. A child could be struggling somehow. Why should I pick on this child and say something negative? Because I think there are teachers who actually tell the children direct, which does a lot of damaging. Because I'm imagining if that teacher went ahead to tell your child, you're very slow. That can really hurt. Huh? Yeah. But sometimes we go overboard as teachers. We can actually reach where we tell the student direct, will you give homework, child has not done homework, comes with some excuses you don't want to listen to, and out of the, the boil in you, the anger in you, you say something, which probably later on you'd regret.
Like when a child does not do homework, don't be too quick to just call a parent and say, this child does not do homework. Or, okay, the word now is, this child never does homework.
Yes.
It could just be one ego. Try to even find out from the child, why didn't you do homework? We are human beings. Yeah? We're not saying that you become too lenient.
Yes.
We are saying, can you extend this grace to this children?
Yeah.
And again, I think the journey that I've walked with my daughter has really taught me how to handle parents. Because my daughter wants to become a doctor. And so one day for the first time, we slaughtered the chicken in our home. It was actually I think she had never seen that. Yes. For us who grew up in Shards, it's a normal thing. But in Nairobi, it usually comes slaughtered and,
Yes.
So she got so curious, and she knew very well that her classmate had never seen some of these parts. So I asked her to go throw away the things that we didn't meet from the chicken. So she picked the heart of the chicken, and then she hid it in her bag.
No, without your knowledge.
Without my knowledge.
I hope the following morning was a school day.
It was a school day.
Yeah.
So she went with it to school and showed some of her classmates. And the following day on Tuesday showed now those were outside the class.
So
and then also on Wednesday. So it just went around the school that she was walking with a heart.
Oh no.
One chicken. So this teacher, I think I've had some experiences with teachers
as a parent.
As a parent, yeah. This teacher calls me and tells me that there is rumors in the school that my daughter is in a cult.
Yeah, I know. I knew it was headed there.
What?
Which heart?
I felt so bad.
Did she have more information? Am I just rumor? Okay.
I felt so bad. I was like, really? Those are some of the things that really annoy parents. It really annoys parents. What am I saying? Teacher, don't run into confusion. Instead of saying your child is impatient, you can explain to a parent and say that I feel that when I give this task and the child finishes really quick and then they want to stand and do this and this. Don't conclude. Don't conclude. It is about how you say it, not what you say. You can still pass the message form, but now how you say it. So by the time I was going to, demystify the whole thing, it was quite, I really felt bad that someone would think in that line without fact finding.
Yes. That's a serious.
Yeah. So actually, when I went to school, when I went to her class, I think the teacher had tried to damage her. So when I went to school, so but by the time I was getting to the school, I saw kids who were so curious to see what I would do. Because I think this whole issue had been blown out of proportion. So what I did as a parent, I just went. I embraced my child. I bought her gifts. Wow. I went to her desk. I cleaned her desk. I arranged her books. I bought her
Well, the others are watching.
While others were watching, because I knew they were expecting me to react the same way the teacher had reacted towards that issue. What am I trying to say? Correct a child, but do not damage a child. So sometimes as teachers, how we handle these issues, we need to understand that we are dealing with children and our words are very powerful to these children. And also the parents, our words, how we frame them, we have to, let's just pray God to give us a lot of wisdom to know how to handle these parents and also handle the children from the experience that I've had as a parent now. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like you are again now a child counselor. You speak for that angle.
Yeah.
And your daughter must be very lucky to have you as the mother. How old is she now?
My daughter is 11.
11.
And I speak, as a parent, you have to speak life into your children. So she knows she is the most beautiful girl in the world. She's the most brilliant. She's the best child. A parent must speak once to their children. And you see now, it's quite unfortunate when parents are really struggling to build these kids and then they come to school to teachers who are mean. Because you see, I keep telling myself, I cannot be mean to a child and expect another person to be nice to my child. You know how the Bible says that teachers will be judged harshly. You will be judged harshly. We will be judged harshly. Because, yeah, there is that teacher. There is an image of a teacher that you want for your child. Yeah? But why can't you be that teacher to someone else's child? It doesn't go that way. If you don't bring out the very best in someone else's child, the same thing will happen to your child. God is fair.
Excellent, you.
Yeah.
Speaking a lot of wisdom there.
Yeah.
Now, these teachers, I don't know how to frame this question, but you have teachers you're working with. We are usually told, yes, teachers will be judged harshly. One. Secondly, teachers are also human beings.
Yes.
Now, what are some of the things you do to ensure that your teachers have that peace of mind so that when they transfer it to the students, when they mingle or interact, they get to interact with the students, they're at that level. Yes, we understand you can try your best as a leader, but this teacher comes from somewhere, a home somewhere where you have no control over. But once they land to school, you have also mentioned that your office is an open door for everyone who feels to come to share not only work-related issues, but even personal issues. So what are some of these things that you can ensure before they happen, before you see them taking root? What are some of the things you do to your staff to ensure that that environment is conducive, which will be passed on to the students and the same time will be passed to parents?
The first thing with human beings, show people that they are important. Appreciate people. If you treat people as if they mean nothing or people are putting in the effort and for you it's 2 meals, that's now where, that's what people feel unappreciated. I think I read a quote somewhere. They were saying that people don't leave their jobs. They leave bad employers. Yeah. So it's not about the job. It's about the employer. Now, it's not about maybe how much you pay. It's about recognizing the effort that a teacher is giving. And for me, I cannot say that there are no challenges. We are human beings. And some of these challenges are coming from home. Maybe you had an issue with a tout in the morning, or you have your own financial struggles, or your parents are struggling with terminal illness and all that, you have your own baggage. For me, I always say that I want Brookhurst to be the place where a teacher comes with their problems and they just feel relieved.
Wow.
That they look forward. That's kind of a thing where I say, when I'm in the house, I feel overwhelmed. But when I meet my colleagues, when I see my students, I just feel that that problem has disappeared for a moment. That's the environment that and I remember when you were in a certain staff room with you. You would come with a lot of challenges from home. The moment you enter that staff room, you meet Jaya, you meet Anim, you meet Marsha. Sorry for mentioning your names on air. And then it was quite a safe space. So now you tell people, hey guys, let me tell you about yesterday. This and this happened. And advice comes from there. Another one comes from there. And then your committer now calls you on the side. That one, she never used to shout. She calls you on the side and then you sit somewhere. And then she starts talking to you. So when you have an issue, you look forward to Monday. Because on Monday, that issue will be solved.
Yeah.
Within a minute, Anyem is calling you, let's go to Njuguna's.
I tell you.
In the evening.
Choma Yama.
In the evening. And Damackline with her smile on the corner. She doesn't notice you're in trouble. She's always smiling. Let me tell you, when you work in a safe space and your colleagues now have become your family, that safety is what we aim forward to. And it's the same thing the other side. I mean, we are so close in it. We eat together. We laugh together. I mean, that's the whole thing. Because you cannot avoid trouble. It will always be there.
I remember the kind of jokes you used to tell. I was still very new in that staff room. And let me tell you, probably I've never told you this. I always looked forward to Lucy. Lucy coming to that stuff. At some point, you will feel like, why will she say that? Is it that she doesn't care for people's feelings?
Yeah.
But the people you are referring to are very happy and they are laughing, and it always made it. The day was,
Yeah. Let's not be too close. When you're too close, you're too close with your issues.
Yes.
That's not how you get into depression and people body.
Yeah.
It's a safe space where let's create a safe space for everyone. No judgment.
Yeah.
Yes.
I really love that.
Yeah.
But now, back again to the leadership. Leadership comes with authority.
Yeah.
As long as you're a leader, you have that authority to direct, to show direction. No sinapag me. There is authority that people even look. If I'm facing a challenge, I will feel like, grant with Lucy, let me go to the principal. And she will definitely, I already know, she will help me solve out this, And even from the journey, the stories we've shared, which are very lovely. And, it's like you're this person who bonds easily with people.
Yeah.
And then you work.
Yes.
But then there are people, naturally, when I learned that Lucy is a public person, Lucy is a people person, hata niweka chini kwanza atanipatia lollipop as much as mi nimekosa, they tend to take advantage of that. So at what level do you now come and say, sasa, authority lazima ikwe stamped hapa? Unaona? Like at this point now, it is now the principal. And work has been done. And when you do that, yes, work is done. They look at you. Because I know teachers, at some point they will say, haya, leo ameuka na hasira. Leo tutakiona. Leo madam ako amefurahia nini, such like this. So at what level how do you balance the two? I'm in authority. I'm the one leading. But then this is my family. We need to laugh and, move together.
So, flexibility as a human being is very important.
Yeah.
And I keep telling people that I'm soft-spoken, but I'm not soft. Yeah.
Okay.
I can push you to the wall by laughing. Why? For me, work must be done. Work must be done. What is right? This is what we are expected to do as teachers. So if you don't follow this, we have to sort the whole issue. And as we correct these teachers again, you know, sometimes you can correct someone and make them to hate their career. And I know of so many people. I think I just had the second story last week. There is a first story that I personally experienced with someone. The way she was handled by management, she decided, I mean, not in our school, but where I was working many years ago, she decided to leave the staff room and quit teaching forever. She said, if this is how things are done, if these are the expectations that these people have on me, I would rather not teach. They left the staff room never to go again back in teaching. The second person I know who just told me she picked her handbag, left, and she was telling me, even if you gave me an offer right now, I'm still not going to teach it because of the trauma. You know, don't demean someone.
How bad was that? With one example.
It's about demeaning someone. You know, you cannot use harsh words. You cannot use abusive words. You cannot intimidate a teacher into, or even threaten a teacher so that they can do the right thing. You can only inspire them. And sometimes give people chances. Why are you writing people off on just one instance? At Brookhurst, you're given chances, yeah? You're told this is how we want things to be done.
Expectations are shared before.
Yeah, these are expectations. If I meet you today, Damackline, if I call you to my office today and I tell you, I want you to teach this way, and I call you again and I tell you, I want you to teach this way, and you're an adult, you will do it.
Yeah.
Unless now there is a problem with you. But I cannot intimidate you. I cannot use abusive words. I cannot embarrass you so that you do it. So how we handle our teachers matters a lot. I remember in an institution I used to work for, and then the management just says, we can replace all of you. You know that statement on its own, it washes down the effort that you try. It demoralizes.
Yes, and I'm looking at, because earlier on you mentioned that if you're a teacher, go and do your best as a teacher at that level.
Yeah.
When you walk into Brookhurst, you do everything as if it was your own school.
Yes.
And that is what makes. But now you're doing that, then one day someone comes and says, I can do away with it.
And you think the very best. I remember some of the people would even say that I will retire here. And they were like, just, you know, as a leader, your words are very powerful. Speak words that will inspire. You know, teachers, most teachers don't like you. They don't like writing lesson plans. Yeah. Yeah. Do you know at times, depending on how it's done, the whole thing is done, you can find a teacher writing the lesson plan book without even being supervised, knowing that no one will even check. Why? They're not writing it out of intimidation. They're writing it because you have shown them the importance of doing it. And I remember you see something like differentiation, a topic like differentiation.
Yeah.
And people would push others to do differentiation, and using intimidation so that teachers could differentiate. But the approach was wrong. Do you know nowadays I cannot go to class without planning myself? I enjoy. I came to learn that how it was conditioned as punishment. But then I came to learn, so it's not a punishment. Even for me as a teacher, I really enjoy teaching a lesson that I have planned well and have differentiated well. I really enjoy. So I'm not soaked. No one can take advantage of me. That one you can rest assured. But the way I approach some of these staff issues, I approach it with a lot of dignity. Correct a teacher, give them their dignity, even in that correction.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, lots of wisdom there. I'm looking forward to applying some of the things you have mentioned here, because if we can do that, you see, in the long run is student success.
Yes.
And student success is not just the content, it's not just academic, it's growth all around.
Yes.
This is a person, in a few years' time, you're going to meet them outside there.
You know, a teacher is an influencer.
Yes.
I remember when we were in high school and our principal, may God rest her soul in peace, Dora Okale, Madam Dora Okale, we used to call her Mama Dora. She was like our mother. She used to pick us after evening preps, but around our preps used to end at 10 p.m. And we would sit and she would tell us stories about Nairobi, stories about university, stories about marriage, stories about raising kids. And I remember even when I was making my life decisions, I would really, really emulate how her life was how her life was, how her life had been. Because to me, she influenced a part of me that my own mother could not even influence. So what I can say is that as a teacher, your actions, children are watching. What you do, what you say, even how you dress. These students are looking forward. I'm really quite inspired by our coordinator. I think I picked a lot of these leadership skills from our coordinator, Miss Winnie.
Yeah.
She's quite an easy person, Miss Winnie. And we never quite we never struggled.
She was.
We never struggled to work under her. We never struggled to work and her vibes.
I tell you.
Her vibe, she was always happy, smiling. And, you know, I would look forward to go into the IG section and teach. She mentored me into teaching English, mentored me into to literature. A selfless person, she would sit with me like a small child and teach me how to teach instead of just forcing things. So for me, I think I also learned some of these leadership skills from her. She's a very nice lady. Shout out to Miss Winnie.
and she was among our first the pioneers of the channel. And one thing I have also to mention, Miss Lucy was supposed to be part of our pioneers. Unfortunately, and she was so willing to come. Unfortunately, the day we had to push it forward, and unfortunately, it collided with a school event.
Yeah.
And then when I reached out again, he said, "Yes, I am here."
Yeah.
You know,
And her dressing also.
yes.
She takes her time. We need to tell us how do you get time to dress up and set yourself up. You're a very beautiful girl inside out, and a great teacher. You inspire most of us.
Yeah, and I remember watching how she related with the section, the IGCSE section. She would come to work and immediately head there just to say hi to the students.
Every morning, she would walk class by class to say good morning and to find out how the students are I like her.
Yes, she's such a great person. We honor you, Winnie. We respect you and we love you so much. We are looking forward to bringing you back to our show because that which you share outside there in the corridors where you're working at, you need to come again and share it to everyone so that they know who is this girl. Thank you so much. Now, with leadership and the whole thing, Ezra is our camera guy, and you're the one who's supposed to remind us of the time. How many minutes are we having?
So far we have gone 1 hour 15 minutes.
How many minutes are you giving us?
10.
Okay. I feel like we need to talk and talk and talk.
Teachers are paid to talk.
Yes. So we can even talk the whole day.
Yeah.
So now let me wrap it up. Out to our viewers, you've heard from do we say the courses map?
Yeah.
Yeah, herself, inspiring people outside there, not only inspiring students, inspiring teachers, and I'm one of them, and inspiring parents as well. So it's about leading with impact. And from the stories, the conversation we've had here, clearly you can see that when you're a leader, yes, you can build, you can as well break. You can inspire, you can as well discourage. So we're really hoping that when you have that opportunity as a leader, do that will lead into impacting and not breaking people.